Carol Craske, and this is my magazine Red Cherry. This is the cover and the contents page and my double page spread. First, where at Codes and Conventions I had a masthead, cover lines, main cover line, skyline, and some cover lines down the bottom offering some freebies. I kept a consistent house style all the way through with the contents page, header, and the colours. I wanted to represent females who are interested in rock and alternative music, sort of around teens and young adult. And because I think a lot of rock magazines, although unisex, are more male orientated because they've got dark colours and they're quite trashy and bold. So I went with sort of light colours. I kept a white sort of thing and reds and blues. I named it Red Cherry so that it sort of appealed to girls because red and cherry are sort of feminine symbols. I used a female on the front cover, not too sexy but appealing enough. And I used cover lines which appeal to women, tips for top rock chicks, and good girls' New Year's resolutions. I did a survey, and my survey asked where it should be distributed. I thought that it was mainstream enough to not be sold in particular music shops, but a little bit too specialised for somewhere like a supermarket. So I thought somewhere like a magazine distribution like W.H. Smith or IPC. People in my survey were more inclined to say that it could be sold in a supermarket or just anywhere that sold magazines, but I still think it's a little bit too specialised to be sold in somewhere like that. Also in my survey I asked who they thought it would be aimed at, and they all got that it was supposed to be aimed at females, though there was a little bit of confusion if it was pop, alternative or rock, but that's fair enough. They go around that sort of area. It all seemed to appeal to them, and more girls said they'd buy it than men did, which is what I was aiming for in the end anyway. I've learned a whole lot from doing this in Photoshop. Everything I've learned from Photoshop from the initial project has gone into this. I think I learned most about the brushes, which are really good for like filling in space. I found like up here, where it was all looking a bit too bland, a bit too white, it really brightened it up a bit, and it also helped me to bring out this main cover line with the snowflakes and just sort of dotted about. I learned a lot about photo editing, that when you initially take a photo they're actually quite dull, and that just brighten them up a little, brings them right out. These are a lot greyer and a lot duller, and sometimes brighten them up and bringing out the contrast a lot really brings out everything. I think that's it.
Okay, thank you for that. So talking about your front, just looking at your front cover and forms and conventions, it looks pretty obvious, but just in sort of a bit more explicit detail, can you talk us through all the forms and conventions that are on your front cover? Maybe you might conform to.
Well, there's a masthead at the top, a skyline, just advertising a little more, a little advertising line, some cover lines, main cover line. These are all in the left third. This little freebie down here is in the left third. Free will really come out from that.
And you've got a really you've got quite a strong sort of house style running through that. Looking at your learning curve from the CD project, your very first project, to this, what would be the biggest hurdles you had to get over, and the biggest achievements in terms of processes?
I think keeping a consistent house style was, I learned a lot about that.
Was that something you struggled with the college magazine?
Yeah, I don't think it was quite the same. I think it had a little bit of consistent hairstyle, but not to this sort of level where all the colours are the same, and right up, even in the double page spread, where it's supposed to be its own thing, it still matches in with the rest of it.
Okay, thanks.
In a sentence or two, could you just describe your USP, your unique selling point, like why you think it would sell well?
I don't think there is a rock magazine designed for women. They're all very male orientated, as I said before. So this one is specifically for girls, female, teenster, young adults, rock and alternative music. I just don't think there is anything else like it.
Anna?
Did you have any influences for your overall lifestyle?
Yeah, I actually used Mixmag, which is completely different.
Mixmag was your influence?
Yeah, because there was a particular picture where it was quite dark, Christmas special, I think. It was very dark but very feminine. I used that as inspiration for this, though it's a lot lighter.
Okay, thank you very much.